Hey foodies, thanks for watching. I want to show you how to make a pineapple upside down cake with strawberries. And we're going to start with our pan. I've got a springform pan. And we're going to pour our butter in, and it's melted butter. And then I'm just going to take a little brush and brush the sides just to keep everything from sticking. And it doesn't take long. There we go. And I want to make sure I keep as much of that butter as possible because that's the good stuff. And then I'm going to sprinkle the brown sugar around the bottom. As evenly as possible. This is going to give everything that caramelized look. Okay. Now I want to put my pineapples in, and I'm going to just space them out as evenly as possible. I'm using a fresh pineapple. You can use canned or fresh. Obviously with fresh you're going to get odd shapes because I don't have a really large circle cutter. That looks nice, and let's cut a couple pieces off here. Maybe that to go in the middle. That looks great. And then you have to remember everything is upside down, so I'm going to put the strawberries hauled side up. There we go. And any other pieces of pineapple, I'm just going to cut into pieces. And let's line the walls with it. Just to fill up any gaps. That's looking nice. I think I've got enough to go all the way around. And a couple little things for me to eat later. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. Now we're on to the cake part. And we're going to start by putting our butter, and this is softened, unsalted butter, and our sugar into our mixing bowl. And I'm going to beat this on high until it's light and fluffy. I'm going to scrape down my sides of the walls, just to make sure everything is really well mixed. I love the smell of butter and sugar. It's so good. And then I want to crack my eggs. I like cracking my eggs into a separate container. That's to make sure I don't have any shells or the egg hasn't turned, and that looks good. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to beat it up. So that egg is mixed in. I'm going to scrape down the sides again. And I've already gone ahead and cracked the second egg, and you can see there's no shells in there. So I'm going to add that. We're going to beat this one up. And that looks well combined. So I'm going to scrape down the sides again. There we go. And before we move on, I'm going to take my baking powder and my salt. And I'm just going to lightly mix this into my gluten-free all-purpose flour blend. I use Frankie's gluten-free all-purpose flour blend because it works cup for cup with any recipe I throw at it, and it works. So that's why I use it. Okay, we're going to add the vanilla and a little bit, about 1/3 of the flour blend. Come on. It's probably a bit more than 1/3. And we'll mix that up. Okay, now I'm going to add about half of my milk. We're going to mix that up. Okay, I want to scrape down my sides again, just to make sure there's no loose flour bits. From the first round, that is. Okay. And I'm going to add half of what's left of the flour. Mix that up. This looks so silky smooth so far. So I'm going to add the last of my milk. And I'm going to mix that up. Okay, and then the last of my flour. And one more scrape, just to make sure we've got everything well mixed. What's nice about baking with a gluten-free flour blend, like a good gluten-free flour blend, is you don't have to worry about it getting tough or the gluten developing, because there is no gluten. So that's what's really nice about baking gluten-free. There we go. That looks so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to scrape off my paddle. Just like that. And I'm going to scrape down my sides. Okay, so this comes back. And this is where we get all of this into the pan. Oops, there we go. Oh, that one piece I'll have to fix. I think that's most of it. Now let's spread this out as best we can. It is going to expand. I'm just being really gentle when I'm going over those strawberries. There we go. This is going to go into my preheated oven of 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. And then I'm going to cover it with tin foil and I'm going to keep it at that temperature and bake it for another 15. So, see you in a moment. The cake is done. It took 40 minutes in my oven. Your oven might be slightly different, so do keep an eye on it. I ended up, well, I have a confession. I used a bundt pan. I shouldn't have used a bundt pan because it started dripping all down the sides. You can see a little bit of that wonderful sugary goodness that I lost from my cake. It's still going to be great though. I ended up just putting a pan underneath. I'm just going to run a knife around the outside edge just to make sure nothing's going to stick. There's one little sticky spot right there. Okay. And then we are going to invert it. This is going to be a hot challenge. I think I'm going to get an oven mitt. Okay. I'm going to get my hand underneath. There we go. Okay, that can go there. That can go there. And that can go there. That sounds really promising. First time. Oh, look at that. Oh. It smells really good. Really, really nice. You can see lots of the sugar in the butter mixture. The strawberries have kind of melted. I'm fine with that because I know I'm going to get that strawberry infusion flavor. It's just going to be really nice. I'm going to take a slice of this. Use the other knife just to slice it. There we go. And I've got my plate here. Let's... Oh, I lost a pineapple. There we go. Let's take a look at this. It looks beautiful. You can see it's nicely baked. That whole side, it's got a beautiful crumb to it. Nice spring. Now it's time to try it. So I want to try just the cake. It's light, it's fluffy. That's really nice. Now let's do it with a little bit of pineapple. Hopefully it's not too hot. What I like about the strawberry in it is it adds just, you can taste the hint of that strawberry flavor in there. And it's really nice. If you're looking for the recipe, you can visit glutenfreeguide.ca. You can also follow me on any of these social media channels. And coming up next is this. Thanks for watching.